Wow. Waste to Water Sports crew, ahoy, and welcome back for this game. And we have just found out, so obviously, for those who joined us for the last game, you might have seen that we slapped on a same-game multi right at the end of that last game. For this one, Christian Tuipulotu was a player that featured quite heavily in those. He has been ruled out right before kickoff. So that means that my Tuipulotu Val Holmes combo is now just Val Holmes, anytime try scorer direct. So that is some big news right before kickoff. And that's actually a big out there for the Dragons. Tuipulotu, he's been firing down that edge of the field. And that's a very, very big out for them. As the Eels run out onto the field, wearing their predominantly yellow jersey. Just about ready for kickoff in this one. So that is huge news. Tuipulotu ruled out, didn't get through the warm-ups. And under normal circumstances, that would void a bet. But with Neds, where I've got this bonus bet on, I've got Tuipulotu and Holmes in a combo for either try scorer. It won't void the bet, Tuipulotu being ruled out. It will just put now all the weight of expectation on Valentine Holmes. So there we go. That is a big update right before kickoff. No Christian Tuipulotu. All on Valentine Holmes here to get it done for the Dragons. But anyways, welcome back. Nice to have you all along as usual, and especially over there on Twitch. Nice to have Twitch up and running and working properly again. Blair 420, welcome back, mate. It actually should be a good game, this one. I was pleased that I'm able to do it because we've got the British and Irish Lions tour, of course, kicking off. And that'll be coming up soon. I wasn't sure that I would have time to fit this one in. Desire, ahoy there, over on YouTube. Welcome along. And I've also got a delivery on the way, so... And it's arriving in 3 minutes. So I will need to pop off and grab that delivery as soon as it arrives, but I shan't be gone for very long. And then we'll be back to cover all the action here. Dragons taking on the Eels. Christian Tuipulotu ruled out. So who's on the field for him? It'll be interesting to see who they've brought in. Corey Allen and Nathan Lawton. Nathan Lawton it is, who has taken the place of Tuipulotu, and it's the Eels who have first use of it. So no Christian Tuipulotu. It's all on Valentine Holmes for my same game multi. Actually, no, it's been voided. They voided it. They refunded my bet. So, okay, Neds don't normally do that. But presumably because this happened before kickoff and not during the game, that's voided my bet. So unfortunately, no multi in this game. But it is the Eels with first use of it. Junior Bolo up to halfway, fifth and last. Staying on the short side, getting the kick away here is Hawkins. Hawkins, not contestable, but sends it deep. And Gutherson took it on the full and gives it off. So, yes, no Christian Tuipulotu has unfortunately meant no wager in this one. So all that we went through in the last game comes up for naught. Big blow for the Dragons. Big blow for Tuipulotu. As Damien Cook goes straight up the middle, he's got Gutherson in support. Gives it to Gutho. Gutho's taken 10 meters out from the line. Gets away from the tackle. Gives it off for King Tongia. Through the hands and out to the left they go for Lawton to score the first try. And that would have been Tuipulotu's edge. The Dragons have scored in the opening 2 minutes. Damien Cook winding back the clock and just flying straight up the middle of the park. Catching some lazy markers And he has just blitzed him up the middle. Well, what a start for the Dragons. Unbelievable. 2 minutes in, and they've got themselves up 4-0. The Eels, wake up. 4-0 kick to come. So Lawson on the field, a late minute inclusion to replace Christian Tuipulotu. And a red-hot start here for the Dragons. 4-0, kick to come. No. Oh, there's my delivery. Okay. I'll go and grab that. All right, there we go. We got that all sorted out. And DeBellin comes up with an error here as the Dragons were hot on the attack again. 4-0. They missed the conversion, the try by Nathan Lawson. And the Eels have really not started this game well at all. So I was only gone for a few minutes there to collect my order. And I come back to find the Dragons, rather, hot on the attack again. And maybe if they challenged that, they would have had some success. But as it stands, 4-0. 5 minutes gone. Can the Eels get something happening? Yeah, Tuipulotu, I'm not sure what happened to him, but he was ruled out. Last minute, Nathan Lawson comes into the squad. And, of course, Lawson scored that opening try, which would have been Tuipulotu, which would have been a first tick off our multi. Fifth and last here for the Eels, just inside Dragons territory. Hawkins puts this one high. Contestable ball. What a take, though, from Lawson. Didn't even know that he was going to be playing today, Nathan Lawson, and here he is, taking high balls, scoring tries. And it's the Dragons up 4-0. 6 minutes gone, and Cook with a nice offload there for Leilua. And up the middle goes DeBellin. Now out the back. Gutherson with the double pump. Goes over the top for Corey Allen. And Allen spills it into touch. Should have been an easy take. But at the moment, the Eels, they are just getting absolutely blitzed in defense. The Dragons have started well. 7 minutes gone, 4-0. Only 36% of possession in the opening stanza of this one. And a loose pass. Sits up on halfway. The Eels do regather it. Jermaine Hopgood, touched by the Dragons, is the call. Knocked out by the Dragons. So 0 tackle. Short ball, and it almost opens them up. Portoga carries it inside the 30. Brown shows it inside once, gives it off this time to Jack Williams. 20 out in front of the post here, the Eels. Can they hit back? Brown to the line. Goes out in the back for Hawkins, who just shuffles it along that right edge for Tuilagi. 10 meters from the line. Dragons searching for answers early in this one. Paulo in midfield, back for Brown. Sends it out for Russell. Russell steps off the left and taken down a couple of meters short. 2 tackles left here for the Eels. Brown just meandering across field. Now he straightens, but DeBellin's got him. Cook's got him. And Imagula is in there to help out as well. 5th and last for the Eels. Hawkins, cross-field kick, looking for Lomax in the air. It's been lost by Lawson. Gutherson dives on it, but there's a lot to look at here. Was Lawson taken out in the air? Lomax, was he contesting the ball, or did he just blatantly take out Lawson here? Yes, he did. He put his hands on him, and that's going to be a penalty. Dragons, Lomax challenging the player in the air. As soon as you put your hands on the player, then that's it. And that's exactly what Lomax has done there. Realized that he wasn't going to win the battle in the air. Arms around. Clear penalty, I'm afraid. And the Dragons here, an opportunity to clear their line. 4 points to 0. KCT. Edward Kosi threw that Warriors game. Oh, I don't think you can blame Kosi for that one. Nine minutes gone. 4 points to 0. Dragons. Up to halfway they go. Now DeBellin into Eels territory. Gives it out the back for King Tongia. 40 from the line. The Dragons are looking good. Gula goes out the back for DeBellin. Flanagan now holds the pass up nicely for Sewer. 5th and last. 30 out. Flanagan now puts it high. Contestable ball. They're chasing through, putting pressure on Iongi, who does well to take it. The Fox from dummy half brings it out to the 20. Welcome back, Castro, over there on Twitch. Nixon says, go Dragons. Low play the ball here for the Eels. On their own 20, Lomax now with the carry. Viking Axe, ahoy mate. Ref Bunker, 13 plus. 5th and last. From inside the 40 now. A low flat kick from Hawkins, angling it towards the sideline. But there to wait for it is Corey Allen. And he brings it out to the 30. Dragons back in possession. Started this game very well. Gamer Mel, ahoy there. And back into Eels territory they march. Tackle 3. Cook sends it left for DeBellin. Holds onto the ball and goes into contact. 40 out from the line. Gula for Flanagan. Inside for Sewer. Fifth and last now for the Dragons. Tui Pelotu was ruled out in the warm-up game of Mel. So, fifth and last. Flanagan puts this one high. Iongi's under it. No pressure. And he can return it. 15 out from their own line here, the Eels. So, everybody who had Tui Pelotu in their multi will find that the bet's been voided as the Eels get a penalty here. Dragons up offside. And that is a reliever for the Eels. So I had Tui Pelotu in my multi, which voided the entire thing. As the Eels find touch now just shy of halfway. Tui Pelotu, I'm not sure what the injury was, but Tui Pelotu was ruled out in the warm-up. Replaced with Nathan Lawson, who coincidentally enough, Nathan Lawson scored the first try for the Dragons. That would have been Tui Pelotu. Kotoga to the 40-meter line here for the Eels. Junior Bolo, 30 out. Can they hit back now? They're starting to get some ball. Hawkins onto Tuolagi. 2 tackles left. Big open side to the left. But they settle in midfield. For Williams, I believe it is. They're taking the tackle. Or no, that's Hopgood, sorry. Jermaine Hopgood as they go left for Brown. Brown goes out the back for Iongi. Grubbers in behind the line. It's scooped up by Corey Allen. And the Dragons come away with it. And they get a penalty. Well, a flop is the call. And the Eels. All this free territory for the Dragons. Finding touch, 30 out from their own line. 4 points to nil. Through the hands was probably the option there for the Eels. But Iongi, inexperience, electing to kick. And it didn't sit up kindly for them. And now, Leilua. Good strong carry up over halfway. Cook from dummy half is absolutely destroying them. Takes it inside the 30. Winding back the clock, Damien Cook. To Bellin at first receiver. To Flanagan. Through the hands now, right they go. Gutherson with the double pump for Corey Allen, who slips into the contact. 10 meters out. Did he hold on to the ball? Corey Allen staying down, playing for the penalty here. He slipped. So surely in the modern day rules, he was caught high. Oh, unintentional knee to the back of the head there from the defender coming across. So in fairness, he probably is legitimately hurt there. He's copped a knee to the back of the head. But there's nothing in that. That's unintentional. Corey Allen will leave the field for a HIA. Corey Allen is off the field, a knee to the back of the head. Unintentional as he slipped into contact. And that's both starting wingers now gone for the Dragons. Tui Pelotu ruled out in the warm-up, and now Corey Allen is off for a HIA. Both starting wingers gone for the Dragons. Toby Couchman comes on. So what do they do here? The Dragons. First meeting, ahoy mate. Couchman comes on to play the ball. Fifth and last it is for the Dragons. Flanagan to King Togia. Puts it high. Contestable kick. This is a good one. It's going to land about 5 out. Dragons bat it back. Leilua pops it up for Sewer. Sewer out to Lawson, who gets a double. Nathan Lawson is not even supposed to be playing. He's on for Tui Pelotu, who was ruled out in the warm-up. And suddenly he's got himself a double. 8 points to nil. The kick to come. Lawson gets a double. Craziness. What a day to be Nathan Lawson, huh? And of course, for the Dragons, we just saw Corey Allen leave the field for a HIA. So both of the Dragons' starting wingers off the field. Nathan Lawson with a double. Valentine Holmes, he missed the last one from exactly the same position. So you would think that he would adjust and get it right this time. Holmes moves in. It's hooking back nicely. He has corrected, and he puts this one over. Dragons up 10 points to 0. Oh, yeah, Game of Mel, the bookies are absolutely loving it at the moment. If Nathan Lawson does all the try scoring, they'll be loving life right about now. Because I can guarantee you that Lawson is in nobody's multis. Nobody's. Eels get us back underway. So 25 minutes left in the opening half. 10 points to 0. What a start this has been for the Dragons. Can they keep it going? 52% possession. So it's not like they've got a lopsided. As now they break out down the right edge. Gutherson gives it off. And they're just short of halfway here. And now beyond as Holmes breaks the first tackle. 40 meters out from the line. Oh, the Dragons are destroying the Eels here at the moment. Cook fires it over into midfield for Flanagan, who's tracking backwards. Drops it inside for Clemmer. Fifth and last. They're 40 meters out from the Eels line. For Flanagan to put this one high. Another contestable kick. The Dragons are pouring through. Pressure on Lomax, who does well to take it. And the Eels finally have the ball back. Brody, Nathan Lawson has scored both tries for the Dragons. A double out there on that left edge. Okay. So Nathan Lawson found out that he was going to be playing 4 minutes before kickoff. 4 minutes before kickoff. He found out that he was going to be playing with Tui Pelotu ruled out in the warm-up, and he's got himself a double. Unbelievable start to this game for Nathan Lawson as the Eels take the high ball and bring it back 25 out from their own line. Dominating this first half. 10 points to 0. Nathan Lawson with both tries. Ray Morris, ahoy mate. How are you? It's through the hands again down this right edge. Gutherson keeps the ball alive here for Sully. Sully fends his way up to the halfway line. From dummy half, Gutherson gets the offload. It bounces up nicely for Flanagan, who fires it back. And Clemmer will just settle things down here. They're starting to get a little bit carried away here, the Dragons. Fifth and last. Down the short side for King Togia. Puts this one high. And an easy take at the back for Iongi. And the Eels will start again. 20 out from their own line. 10 points to 0. Dragons lead. Lomax into contact. Smart decision as he decides to hold on to it. Samrani brings it outside the 30. Edward, you've got the Fox, Allen, and Tupper. Oh, straight up the middle goes Jack Williams. Some space opening up there for the Eels. Fifth and last now. They're going to run here. Down the short side, Lomax puts the kick up now. It's going to land about a metre out from the line, and Brown knocks it on. Flanagan collects it and runs it dead, but knocked on by Dylan Brown. Back to the 20 we go, but the Eels was looking good for a moment there. Can the Eels keep them trapped down here? 10 points to nil, a quarter of the way through this contest. Maybe because Christian Tuipulotu ruled out in the warm-up. Nathan Lawson came onto the field 4 minutes before kickoff. Nathan Lawson was informed that he would be playing and starting on the left wing, and he has got 2 tries to start this game. Nathan Lawson in for Christian Tuipulotu, ruled out in the warm-up. As Jaden Sewer now staying down, playing for the penalty. It's Emre Gula, sorry. Not Jaden Sewer. Emre Gula staying down, playing for the penalty here. And, yeah, he'll probably get one too, with Williams in over the top. No force in the hit, but it was high. I would actually just say play on here, in all honesty. It's on report, and it will be a penalty to the Dragons. Well, there was absolutely nothing in that. There was no force at all, but that is the rules. He copped him high. The Dragons find touch. 35 out now from the Eels line, and back on the attack they go. Oh, HIA, Emre Gula. Well, you stay down and milk the penalty. I think this is absolutely fair. If you stay down and milk the penalty, you should have to go off for a HIA. So the Dragons, to start this game, Christian Tuipulotu ruled out in the warm-up 4 minutes before kickoff. It's that now. King Tongia heads across field. The inside ball. And it's set up for Couchman. 20 out from the line. DeBellin charges onto it. 15 out now. Cook sends it left. Flanagan shows it inside. Goes out. King Tongia now pops it up for Lawson. Looking for a third. But the Eels defense slides across, shuts it down. It's still on, though, for the Dragons. Hook in midfield for Flanagan. Flanagan's having a day out. He's got the critics all over him. So he needed this performance. Cook from dummy half. Pops it up for Sully. Sully loses the ball. And Iongi comes away with it. The Eels are getting absolutely hammered. So, just back to that. Christian Tuipulotu ruled out in the warm-up. Nathan Lawson comes in. Corey Allen off for a HIA. 10 or so minutes into the game. And now Emre Gula off for a HIA. So will the Dragons have enough players left at the end of this contest to hold on? That could be the question. That could be the deciding factor as this game carries on. Can the Dragons build up a big enough lead to be right in the back end should those players get ruled out? We don't have any updates on them just yet, whether they've passed or failed their HIAs. Fifth and last for the Eels. 40 metres out from the line is about as close as they've gotten. And that is a huge kick. Lomax flying through to put pressure on. They've let it bounce. And Lawson collects it inside the 10. And we've got a penalty here for the Eels. This is their best field position of the game so far. Lomax was escorted off the ball. 18 minutes to go until halftime, and this is their chance. Matthias, ahoy, mate. Hope for an Eels comeback. Junior Bolo, 12 out from the line here. And from dummy half, Lusick pops this one up. And nobody was running with him. 5 meters out from the line, though. The Eels on play 2. Lined up to the left. Hawkins goes short. And Dylan Walker, who's on the field early. 5 meters out in front of the post here. 3 tackles gone. Left they go again. Brown shows it inside. Goes out for Yongi, who pops it up for the Fox. And the Fox will score. The Eels have hit back. Try number 1 for Foxy. 10 points to 4. Remember, we had the Fox for 2. Before the bet got voided, we had Fox for 2. We had Joey Lussick, and we had Tui Pelotu / Val Holmes. Tui Pelotu ruled out in the warm-up, has voided, unfortunately, the entire bet. But there is the Fox for 1. That edge defense on the right side for the Dragons exposed again, and it was Valentine Holmes caught jamming in. Val Holmes was about 20 meters in field. $10 points to 4, the kick to come, and a big hit back for the Eels. They needed that. I mean, to state the obvious, they needed that. Still 16 minutes to go till the halftime break. And we are counting down. We are just a couple of hours away here. Wasted World of Sports, the British and Irish Lions Tour, kicking off tonight as they take on the Western Force. Can't wait. So excited for that. Okay, so about 10 in from touch here on his favoured side for a right-footed kicker here on the left edge, Zach Lomax. To make it 10 points to 6. He's pushed it to the right, and it hits the upright and bounces away. It's Origin Zach Lomax again. As he hits the upright, it bounces away. 10 points to 4. Rick Jordan, ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Nice to have you. William Daniels says that's a 4 a.m. kickoff. The British and Irish Lions taking on the Western Force. Can't wait for it. $10 points to 4. Blair 420 says, let's go Fox. Jack Webb 69. Eels comeback, question mark. Corey Allen has passed his HIA. Well, that's huge for the Dragons. The Dragons, injury ravaged. It must be said, Christian Tui Pelotu ruled out in the warm-up. Nathan Lawson has come in his place and scored a double. Corey Allen went off for a HIA 10 minutes in. And Emre Gula is also off the field at the moment, undergoing HIA protocol. So 10 points to 4. Dragons get us back underway. The Eels. That try hopefully settles them down just a little bit. Mathias, 10 all half time? Question mark. It's certainly plausible. It could be anything yet. 15 and a half minutes to go. That's enough time for at least a couple of tries. Down the short side now. Go the Eels. Tuolungi offloads. Walker shows it inside. Goes out for Brown. Brown with the dummy. Takes it up to halfway. 2 tackles left here for the Eels. Walker out to Bolo, who spills it. And Big Junior comes up with a big error. The Dragons. Great field position. Tui Pelotu out. Yes, ruled out with an injury in the warm-up. But Nathan Lawson, on he comes. Nathan Lawson found out 4 minutes before kickoff that he'd even be playing tonight. And he's got himself a double already as the Dragons got off to a red-hot start. I've gone for the Eels in this one. But I've got to say, to put things in perspective, I tipped the Eels because I'm trying to catch up in the tipping contest. And I know that the person ahead of me has gone for the Dragons. Because I was on the Dragons all week until I found out they've gone for the Dragons. So I flipped to the Eels. That's literally the only reason. Corey Allen has passed his HIA and he's back on the field. Zane, as the Dragons attack left again. They've had a lot of success out here. Nathan Lawson already with a double in Christian Tuipulotu's place on that left edge. So why wouldn't they keep going there? 10 out from the line here on the fifth and last. Couchman plays it. Flanagan out the back to Gutherson. Sawley's in space. Pops it up for Corey Allen. And they can score on the right edge as well. Moses Sawley with some slick hands. And Corey Allen, who has just come back on the field after passing his HIA, gets the try. The Dragons are looking hot. 14-4 with the kick to come. Sawley to Allen. Try confirmed. Still 12 and a half to go till the halftime break. And it was the Fox jamming in. You've got to have faith in the outside defender, or the inside defender, rather. If you jam in from the outside, slick hands will always get the try. E.B. Williams, Lions versus Force. As much as I want to see the Dolphins-Rabbitohs game, I think it'll be a good one. Dolphins versus Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs with so many players returning. If there was ever a game this weekend to compete with the Panthers-Bulldogs, that'll be the one. There's Val Holmes. He's had two from the opposite end of the field, or the opposite corner. This time he's over on the right edge. A little sprinkle of Val dust as he moves in. It strikes it well, but it pushes past the far upright. 14 points to 4 it remains. Rick Jordan, do we do WWE? Well, we do wrestling in general, Rick Jordan. Every fortnight, Mondays, 6:30 p.m. Queensland time. Not another bloody wrestling show with myself and Jace. And we discuss all things professional wrestling. Rock My Balls says Eels will win. I reckon that, the Dragons, they might just run out of troops the way that it's going. All these players off the field with HIA. But anyway, Corey Allen's back. So that's a big back in for them. 14 points to 4 it is, though. The Eels, they've got a lot of work to do. With 11 and a half to go until the break. Christian, no anytime try scorers for this game because Tuipulotu was ruled out 4 minutes before kickoff, which voided my bets. But I can tell you what I did have. I did have the Fox for 2. Christian Tuipulotu / Val Holmes and Joey Lussick. So I would have already been half a leg in with the Fox as the Dragons now get a set restart. And they're back in Eels territory. So I would have already had half a tick for the Fox. I would have had Tuipulotu ticked off already. As Val Holmes with half a break. Offloads for King Tongia. 20 out from the line. The Dragons looking to hit again. Front foot ball. Oh, they're dismantling them at the moment. Tackle 3. They're 5 meters out. DeBellin to Flanagan. Numbers galore to the right. Flanagan goes on his own and scores. Oh, it's a massacre. Dragons are up 18-4. They want more. Flanagan takes the line on. And they're doing it easy. Half-time cannot come quick enough here for the poor Eels. Well, they're going to get half-time in 10 minutes. Oh, this is going to take a monstrous fight back. The Dragons absolutely rolling. Kyle Flanagan. All the critics on his back. He has put on a big performance here tonight so far. Oh, heel fries. Yeah. This is not good. Luke, next game, you've got Johnston, Herbie, or the Hammer. Yeah, wow. How can you go wrong with those three? That's what I say. As Holmes corrects himself this time and puts it down the middle. 20 points to 4. 9 minutes to go till the break. Unbelievable. Dragons looking very, very comfortable. Eels delaying the restart here. But they do need to slow things down a little bit, don't they? Okay, now we're off and running. 20 points to 4, and from the back fence, who's this on the field? I couldn't see the number. They had his shirt pulled up. Rock my balls, says Asako, AJ, and the Hammer. That's not a bad one either. That's through the hands now. Sully on this right edge. They are just outflanking the Eels at the moment. Left side, right side, it doesn't matter. And then you've got Damien Cook charging up the middle. Flanagan heads across field. Now he links up with King Tongia. Leilua straightens 40 meters out here on the 5th and last. Cook goes quickly, chips it in over the top, and it sits up for the Fox at the back, and Josh Adokar tackled 10 meters out from his own line. 16 points, the difference. And the Eels, they need some ball. They need some penalties. They need some piggybacks upfield. Try and get themselves back into this contest. Been a slow start, a poor start. And have they come up with a mistake here? No. Play on. 5th and last. Lusick will play it from inside the 40. Hawkins needs a big kick. He keeps it low and flat, but he picks out the fullback. Gutherson perfectly positioned. And the Dragons doing it easy at the moment. Up over halfway on tackle 3. The markers square up and the play. The ball is slow, luckily for the Eels, as they try and hold on at least till the halftime break. They can't afford to leak any more points as Flanagan pops that pass up. It was surely forward. 5th and last, though. It's play on. King Tongia down the short side on the left. Puts it high. Another contestable kick. Iongi has the ball plucked away by Val Holmes. And they're in again. The Val dust is over. And the Dragons go even further ahead. Wow. Well, this is craziness. 24 points to 4. The kick to come. Isaiah Iongi. He had that in the air, but Val Holmes has ripped it away. Well, this is the Saints that I expected from the start of the season. I actually had them as Smokies for the top 8. But then they started so poorly. This is the sort of performance that I thought they were capable of. Wow, this is craziness. Valentine Holmes to convert his own try. Just to the left of the post, a simple conversion. Pops it over right down the middle, 26 points to 4. Wow. Do the Dragons have the troops, though, as Luciano Leilua limps off the field? So they lost Tui Pelotu before the game. Corey Allen's already been off for HIA once. He passed. Emre Gula is still off the field, I believe. And now Luciano Leilua limping off. Will they run out of troops? Gula's back on now. Okay, there we go. Emre Gula has passed his HIA. He's back on the field now for Luciano Leilua. So, at the moment, they're all sorted still. 4.5 minutes to go until the halftime break. 26 points to 4. This has been a massacre. Sully taken slightly high there in the tackle by Brown. No call from the referee. The Eels. What has gone wrong this week? Or have they just encountered a Dragons team with their backs against the wall, inspired for this sort of performance? As Flanagan from halfway, taken on the full by Iongi, who heads across field. Now he straightens. 15 out from their own line, the Eels. It's been a familiar territory for them. Trapped inside their own half. If there's any saving grace for the Eels in this opening half, the time, the rare occasion that they've actually got down that end of the field, they scored a try. And when they were down there, they scored it quite easily as well. This has just been a near perfect half of football by the Dragons. And sometimes there's just not a lot you can do about that. Like, I don't think the Eels have obviously been exposed defensively on the left flank and the right flank. But overall, it's not like the Eels have been shocking. The Dragons have just been smoking. As Lomax competes with Gutherson in the air, Gutherson wins. Gets the offload back for Holmes. Holmes with half a gap. And the Valdust is shut down. 35 out from their own line. They'll start this set. Good field position again for the Dragons. Eels just have to get to halftime with no more points. Gutherson onto Flanagan and Stooley now. 5 short of halfway. Emmett, I did have a multi, but unfortunately it featured Christian Tuipulotu, who was ruled out in the warm-up. So we didn't get a chance to get a new one on. Gutherson with the short ball, and Holmes is collared by Lomax. The tackle had to be made. 5th and last. 40 out from the line, the Dragons. King Togia puts it high. And it's a little too long. An easy take for Iongi at the back. Who ducks under a high contact, but he's clipped him. Clipped him across the back of the head, and the Eels get a penalty. Okay, so Luciano Leilua, a quad injury. It doesn't look like Luciano will be back. So they've lost another one, the Dragons. Seems like Luciano Leilua, a quad injury, will not be back. But I feel like they might have done what they need to do here in the first half. A near perfect first half for the Dragons. Leading 26-4 at the break as it stands. Walker onto Brown. The Dillons in tandem. 3 tackles left here. 30 out from the line. They've looked good when they get down here, the Eels, as Williams bumps off the tackle. Gets it back for Walker. Walker calls an inside runner, and it is Tuilagi. Inside the last minute of the half. And they've lost the ball on tackle 4. That'll be half-time. 26 points to 4 at the break. Boy, that could have been big if they scored a try here, the Eels. They could have taken some momentum into the break. Be the first team to score again in the second half, and suddenly 26-4 is 26-16 and it's game on, but that's a big mistake. The 20 seconds left until the break. A perfect half of football, really, from the Dragons. As the siren sounds, and they are going to pack the scrum. The players start wandering off the field, but the referee's like, no, come back. We are having this scrum. $26 points to 4. And the Dragons, they could just throw caution to the wind here if they really wanted to. They'll probably play it safe, and they do. They just take it into contact and say that is half time. 26 points to 4. The Dragons with a near perfect half of footy. The Eels. Just no answers. 26-4 at the break. Dylan Walker having a chat to the referee. Trying to get some answers here for the Eels. Well, look, we've seen it happen multiple times throughout the course of the season so far. 26 points to 4 is not insurmountable, but they've got to get some ball and some quality ball down the other end of the field, the Eels. The Dragons just had the run of that first half. I mean, pure and simple. And they backed it up by bagging all the points. All right, 26 points to 4 at the break. We're going to have a quick break here ourselves and be back for the second half. We'll sum up everything that we just saw, everything that's going on with the Dragons at the moment, and what the second half might hold. Is there any possibility at all that we see a miracle comeback? I feel like the Eels probably, they needed to jag one there before the break, I reckon. If they jagged one before the break, there would be a chance. I think they needed points before the break. But anyway, we'll see. Halftime here. Quick break. And we'll be right back.
Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play. But it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs the jokes and 10 pads left from the kickoff to the final whistle blow. We'll take the 2 and we're ready to go. We're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted road sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh and the cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques. Just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise the road, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our steins. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer. Yeah!
All right, halftime, 26 points to 4. Unbelievable first half there by the Dragons. Braden Goddard on TikTok. We are getting robbed, and get ready for the Dragons choke. Well, the thing that I'm concerned about for the Dragons, in all honesty, is they are starting to run a little low on troops. If they cop any more injuries here in the second half, then it is not out of the realms of possibility that the Eels run over the top of them at the back end. I mean, it is plausible, unlikely. I think they've got probably got a large enough lead now. Perhaps a large enough lead. But we'll see. So if there's any saving grace for the Eels, it is they didn't necessarily have a poor first half. I mean, if that might sound weird to say for a team that's leaked 26 points, but I mean, it was just one of those halves of footy. The Dragons were on fire. And sometimes that's just the way it goes. And it's very hard to stem the flow. I feel like they needed points before the break. If there was going to be any sort of comeback, they needed points before the break, I reckon. If they had have got a try, I mean, 26-4, they jag one back at the end, 26-8, 26-10, and then they're the first to score again in the second half. Suddenly it's 26-16, but the way it is at the moment, 26-4 at the break, even if they go through that feeling out process of the second half, then it's only 26-10, and it's still 3 converted tries at the back end to get themselves into it. So, yeah, I feel like they needed to jag one there before the halftime break. As it stands at the moment, I would dare say that the Dragons, rightfully so, would be feeling pretty bloody good about themselves and feeling pretty good about this game situation. RKZ291. If I had to pick a try scorer live, who would it be? Well, the way that the Dragons played that opening half, I reckon there's more points there on their edges. Nathan Lawson, Corey Allen. Nathan Lawson, what a story that's been. Found out that he was going to be playing 4 minutes before kickoff. And there he is with a first half double. No, Ned. Ned, this is the halftime score. Yeah, the Eels are getting absolutely smoked. But yes, as I was saying, the Eels, they only really had 2 opportunities down the Dragons' end of the field, and they scored 1 quite easily. So, I mean, the halftime talk for Riles and the Eels would have to be that. Like, look, they played their best footy, and they did well. Let's not take away from that. We didn't have any ball in quality field position. The times that we did, we scored a try. So, I mean, that's what you do as a coach, right? You've got to try and find the positives in the situation and get your team to build on that. But outside of that, I'm struggling to think of any real positive. Some simple errors in horrible game situations have compounded this issue for them at the break. 26 points to 4. Wow, I've got to say I didn't see this coming. Not this lopsided a scoreline. But injuries might become a concern for the Dragons. Now, Corey Allen and Emre Gula both passed their HIAs, which is very important. But Luciano Leilua, he's ruled out, so that's 1 bench rotation down. Christian Tuipulotu already ruled out of the game before kickoff. So, I mean, this might sound crazy, but if the Eels can sort of hold on the opening 15 minutes, should the Dragons lose another player, that rotation becomes a big issue at the back end of the contest, and the Eels could. I'm just trying to find some positives for the Eels fans, all right? You don't want to lose hope. Matt's, yes, absolutely right. It doesn't count as an interchange if it's HIA, but Luciano Leilua was ruled out with a quad injury. So they're a player down, essentially. Rick Jordan, this is Better Beer. Better Beer, it is, I mean, I'm not sponsored by them at all, but it's the only 0 carb or low carb beer that actually tastes good. And they're only 0.8 standards, but yes, indeed. It's the only 0 carb beer I know that doesn't taste like cardboard. I'm a big fan. Couchman is indeed on the field, so Couchman would go to the edge. I think Val Holmes has shifted out to the wing, or he did when Corey Allen was off the field anyway. Val Holmes has probably gone back to his natural position over there at left center when Corey Allen came back on. Flo Lacey says, let's go Dragons. Yeah, Val had definitely shifted out to this right wing at one point, but now that I think about it, that was definitely when Corey Allen was off for his HIA. So Val's gone back to left center. Couchman is on the field. Leilua's gone. So that's a pretty easy straight swap. Hutch. Ahoy there. Hutch says up the Dragons. And it is all Dragon at the moment. 26 points to 4 at the halftime break. Incredible. Hey, Wasted World of Sports, we've got plenty of action coming up for you this weekend as it continues on. The British and Irish Lions tour of Australia is about to get underway as they take on the Western Force. Can't wait for that one. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a blockbuster in terms of a contest. I would anticipate that the Lions win quite easily. Matter of fact, I've got to have a cheeky multi on it, especially now that I got my bet voided for this one. We've got to have a cheeky multi on the next game. We've also got Formula One coming up this weekend, and we'll obviously be back tomorrow as the Sharks take on the Storm. And the Titans versus the Cowboys. If anybody's interested in that game. God, who to pick in that one? Honestly, I'm on the fence about the Titans and Cowboys. Neither team is very convincing. Neither team is playing well. All right. So, Lions tour. Force versus the Lions. So the Force are $15. British and Irish Lions are $1.01 for the win. Okay. James Lowe, Dan Sheehan. Dan Sheehan definitely going in there. Van der Fleer. He's going in. James Lowe, he's going in. Okay, 3 legs. What do we got? 3 legs. $7.50. Oh boy. Okay. I might have to put a Force player in just to get some points. As second half is underway. Okay. Can the Eels fight back? We've seen comebacks before in season 2025. This would be an almighty one, wouldn't it? 22 points. And it's the Dragons with first use of it. $20 meters out from their own line here on play 3. And quick ruck ball again. The play the ball speed from the Dragons. Been incredible. 5th and last, they're outside the 40. Flanagan gets the kick away. It's a loopy one down the middle of the field, and it bounces awkwardly. Sits up in the end for Iongi. And the Eels will start the set 25 out from their own line. Oh, this ball spills at the back from Lomax. And straight up the middle now goes Dylan Brown. No support running with him, though. Walker up over halfway. Throwing caution to the wind, though, to start the second half. As Iongi bumps off the first tackle, heads back in field. Now he's running backwards and sideways. The ball is slapped down by the Dragons. So that's a result for the Eels. They will get a scrum down and 6 tackles on the attack. So obviously it's crucial that they are the first team to score here in the second half. Iongi heading crossfield and backwards, and Jacob Little just got a hand on the ball. This game needs a little spark to bring it to life. Scrum down, 35 out. Here they go. Hawkins onto Damo. Ahoy there, mate. Yes, indeed. There is a new rugby league video game coming out. Jack Williams taken down, and absolutely, I'll grab it and I'll suss it out. Short ball from Brown, and here is a good charge from Cortoga. Loses it out the back, and the Dragons pick it up. Wow, the Eels. A golden opportunity here to start the second half. Cortoga pushes the pass. And the Dragons come away with it. Big let off. Oh, this has been very disappointing for the Eels, this performance. Fifth and last. They've got the Dragons pinned down. And a Lomax will bring it back. Brings it up to halfway. Offloads and slipping there is Sean Russell on the halfway line. The Eels still good field position here to start this set. As the offload for Tuolangi. Thank you very much for the 4 roses on TikTok. Brown shows it outside. Iongi, through the hands they go. And Russell is taken 20 meters out, 3 tackles left. Walker in midfield. Takes the line on. But no real options here for the Eels in attack. Hawkins now. Inside ball for Williams. It's very predictable and very stagnant attack at the moment. Fifth and last. Hawkins goes left for Brown. Now, Russell with the grubber kick through for the Fox, looking for number 2. And it's been battered dead by the Dragons. Goal line dropout. Fox has copped a poke in the eye there as well. The double was on. Nathan, Australia, ahoy, mate. Hunting has not worked today. I got very, very close in the Broncos game. I only needed Reece Walsh. The 5 minutes gone in the second half. No change to the scoreline. Gutherson goes short with the restart. Down the middle. And it's a little too deep, but the Eels have got in each other's way there. But they come up with it. That is a miracle take. Williams plays it now 10 meters out, right in front of the post. They've got to score here, the Eels. It's non-negotiable at this point for them. As Brown dances around out on that left edge. 3 tackles left, but looking clueless in attack. Somebody just needs to run it straight. Walker goes for Hawkins. Now they've got the space, and Lomax over in the corner. 26 points to 8. They've finally got on the outside, and Lomax comes up with the goods. 26 points to 8. See, this is what I was talking about. If they had have got that try in the first half at the very back end, they had the opportunity for a full set of 6 approaching halftime inside the Dragons' red zone. If it went into halftime, 26-10, completely different ball game. They're the first to score in the second half. This would have been a kick to make it 26-16 with 33 minutes to go. It's game on. But they really, really ballsed up that first half. 26-8, the kick to come. Lomax, his first kick hit the upright and bounced away. To make it 26 points to 10. Lomax moves in, strikes it. It's pushing way past the left upright. He's having a state of origin night with the boot. 26-8 it remains. All right, can they mount something here, though? British and Irish Lions, Western Force coming up. Can't wait. Back underway. Oh, big contact. And we've got a big issue here for Hamish Stewart. Hamish Stewart was bumped off in the tackle. And we were just talking about the Dragons can't really afford to lose too many more players. Now, this one will be a HIA, you would think. So that should be all right. Oh, yes. Hamish Stewart front on. And he'll be off for a HIA. And he's off in Disneyland at the moment, Hamish Stewart. $26.8. That might be the last we see of Hamish Stewart tonight. Sweet Pea, Dan, apparently Luke Metcalf and Shans Nickel Clockstad are out for 2 weeks. Well, they've got the bye coming up, don't they? The Warriors. So that'll cut a game out at least. I'm pretty sure they've got a bye coming up. So that's falling at a very good time for them, as they are starting to suffer some injuries. Yeah, they've got a bye next week. Okay, well, they might only miss one game in that case. So 8 minutes gone here in the second half. The Eels, they had to be the first to score. And they've done that. But Zach Lomax has left his kicking boots at home again this week. To the left edge they go. Iongi gets the pass up and Russell's in space. Russell's brought down by the shoulders. Corey Allen. Potential try saver right there. Fifth and last. Hawkins with the crossfield kick. This is contestable. The Eels fire through. Lomax loses it behind him. And King Tongia comes away with it for the Dragons. But the Eels are starting to develop some play. You get the feeling like they've probably left it a little bit too late. But they're starting to get a little bit of flow. Nine minutes gone in the second half, 26 points to 8. Starting to get a little bit of a run on as DeBellin for the Dragons takes tackle for just short of halfway. Catching the mark is not square. There is Gutherson. Gives it off here to King Togia to kick. Contestable ball. Pressure here on Iongi, who does well. Val Holmes cleans him up. But it is Eels ball. Lomax now in midfield. Another try here for the Eels in the next sort of 5 or 6 minutes. There'll be some nervy times coming up. Junior Barlow looks to offload. 40 meters out from their own line here, Para. To the left they go for Brown. Angling back in is Iongi up in the line. Fifth and last. Hawkins skews this one off the side of the boot. It's a wobbly old kick, but this could go anywhere. Lomax bats it back. And it's loose on the ground. The Eels keep it alive. It's back for Lomax. Lomax spins. Still fifth and last. He gets a second kick away. This one will be contestable as well. And he loses at Lomax. Gutherson comes away with it. And the counter-attack is on here. Corey Allen in space. 15 out from their own line here, the Dragons. Lomax nearly pulled off a miracle. Up towards halfway they march. Nathan Lawson. Slow play the ball, and they've lost it on play 2. The Dragons come up with the error. Hamish Stewart is ruled out. He's failed his HIA. So the Dragons have lost another player. And they've come up with a mistake. This back end of the game is going to become very interesting. Here come the Eels now. 40 out. Loose pass out the back, but Brown dummies and goes straight through. Needs support. Brown goes to ground 20 metres out in midfield. Play 2. They send it left for Walker. Short ball. Cortoga plays it 10 out from the line. 3 tackles left. Inside ball here for Dory. A metre short. 2 plays left. Out they go. To the left again. Oh, Russell is cleaned up by Corey Allen. Read the play well. Jammed in. Made the hit. 5th and last. Brown from 15 out sends the crossfield kick looking for Lomax. It sits up at the back for the Eels, but it's loose. Bolo picks it up. The flick pass is knocked on by Holmes. And they get a penalty here, Parramatta. Things are starting to fall their way. The game has just come to life in the second half. Things are starting to go the Eels' way. Melissa Blair, ahoy there. You're wanting Dylan Brown to score a try. And he is starting to run straight and take the line on as well, Dylan Brown. But here's Big Junior. 5 out just to the right of the posts. Hawkins out the back for Brown. Tapped on, but in behind the Fox, who runs back to collect it. But they've lost a lot of meters there, the Eels, but it's only tackle 2 at the very least. They find themselves 25 out now. Iongi trying to bring them back into a decent field position. Walker out for Hawkins. Short ball for Tuolangi. 5 out from the line here, play 4. Still 27 and a half to go as Papali from dummy half. 5th and last. They're just half a metre out now, the Eels. Dragons holding on valiantly as Brown changes direction. Kicks for Lomax. Lomax has got the front running here, and it's knocked on by the Dragons. It'll be another set of 6 incoming for the Eels. Well, how much more pressure can they take? The Dragons are holding on. There's still 27 minutes to go. The Eels are starting to spark into life. The Dragons are running out of troops. HIAs and injuries have been having them make changes on the fly. There's still so long left in this game. Scrum down for the Eels. And they get a penalty as the Dragons don't set the scrum in time. They tap and go. Hawkins. To Dory. 2 meters out. Here's Brown heading across field. Short ball for Tuolangi. The Dragons' defense holding firm. Down the short side. Oh, the crash ball from Samarani. 3 tackles left. Walker onto Barlow. Out to the left they go. Half a gap opens up here for Cortoga. Pops it up for Dean Hawkins. And Hawkins scores for the Eels. 26-12, kick to come. Still 25 and a half minutes to go. And Parramatta are starting to click into gear. They've had so much attack down this end of the field. Cortoga runs straight over the top of the defense and creates that space. He's run over the top of Flanagan. Pops the pass over the top, and Dean Hawkins on the spot. 26-12. Important kick here for Lomax. He hasn't kicked one yet tonight. He's missed both shots at goal so far, Zach Lomax. This is a crucial one. And Lomax puts it down the middle. 26 points to 14. Update. 26 points to 14. 24 minutes to go. Oh, there's still so much time left in this one. The Dragons are running out of steam. The Eels are starting to spark into life. We talk about games of two halves. Oh, and just think if Zach Lomax had his kicking boots on, 26-18, it could have been. Are we going to have a state of origin type moment where Zach Lomax is just, the goal kicking? 4 points have been left out there. Eels, 10 out from their own line. Still so long left in this game. 24 minutes. There's, Papali plays it, 40 out. Slow play the ball. Now Iongi up to halfway. They're rolling up the field here, the Eels. And who's down? Oh, another Eel is down in back play. It's Toby Couchman. They're dropping like flies, the Dragons, as Brown takes the line on. Kotoga. Down that left edge, they're starting to find some success. Fifth and last. Hawkins with the crossfield kick, looking for Lomax again. Charging in Lomax. It's been lost by the Dragons. It sits up for Tuolungi, and the Eels have scored under the posts. Parramatta have hit right back. 26-18, the kick to come from in front. There's only about to be a converter try between it, and the Dragons have lost another player. Toby Couchman is still down in back play. Yes, indeed, British and Irish Lions versus Western Force will be coming up after this one. And the Eels have just steamrolled right back into this contest. And Toby Couchman Couchman's done his shoulder, so they're just running out of troops here. Toby Couchman's done. Couchman's done. He has been taken off the field. His arm is being supported by the trainers, so that's a dislocation or a break or something. As Couchman leaves the field, it's 26 points to 20 as Lomax converts. 21 minutes to go and only a converted try between these two teams. And I hate to say that I told you so because there's still lots of time left in this one. But did I or did I not say at halftime the concern for the Dragons is running out of troops and the Eels running over the top of them at the back end? But there's plenty of time. There's plenty of seesaws left in this battle, I'm sure. But the Eels are right back into it with still over a quarter of the game to go. Dragons get us back underway. 26 points to 20. And Junior Barlow driven back in the tackle. 10 meters out from their own line, the Eels. What a game this has turned into. Walker straight up the middle. Gabe Amell. You need King Tongia, Brown, and Eels to win. Well, that's quite a few legs left. But fingers crossed. Seb Watson, ahoy, mate. Lucy Dog. I had tipped the Eels in this one, and they let me down horribly in the first half, but here they come. Fifth and last. Hawkins gets the kick away. It's a wobbly old kick, and it goes into touch just inside the 20. But he kicked it from halfway, so 20 minutes left in this game. 26 points to 20. The Dragons in another game of two halves. But the Dragons do get their hands on the ball at last, and Moses Sully, 30 out, quick, play the ball again. That's where they've had success as Flanagan fends off one. Kiddo, ahoy there, mates. And up over halfway goes Damien Cook with some more quick play the ball speed for the Dragons. They're not done in this contest just yet either. They've got plenty of running left in this last quarter. Aloy, Elikana, let's go Dragons all the way. Now to the left edge they go. Short ball to DeBellin, fifth and last, 25 out. King Tongia puts this one high. Contestable kick. Iyongi does well to take it in the face of Val Holmes and brings it back to the 10. Great work there from the youngster. The Fox from dummy half fends off the first tackle. 20 out from their own line now, the Eels. Lomax with the carry. 19 and a half minutes to go. 6 points the difference. If it comes down to goal kicking, well, Holmes has been out kicking Lomax tonight. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? It could have been 26-24, but Zach Lomax missing 2 conversions. Fifth and last. Hawkins again with the high ball for Lomax's edge. Lomax gets a touch on it and loses it forward. He should have just let it bounce. Lomax, he couldn't resist the urge to just slap the hand out. And that, as simple a thing as it seems, could be a big momentum killer as the Dragons just slow things down now and reset the play. Billy says Eels to win 32-26. So 2 more converted tries. He's thinking 2 more converted tries. As Flanagan drops it off on the inside here for Sewer. And the Dragons are back in Eels territory. Fifth and last. Flanagan down the short side. Puts it high. Not contestable. And an easy take at the back here for Iyongi. The Eels, though, a wall of Dragons there to meet the kick chase is good. Sunny, ahoy there. Welcome along as Lomax brings it back out over the 20. If only he had his kicking boots on, Zach Lomax, it could have been a 2-point ball game, this one. Down the left edge. They've had success as the Fox is in space. Fox has got Russell on the inside, and we're about to... Oh, forward pass! The referee's called a forward pass, has he? Or has the Fox put a foot in touch? The Fox might have put a foot in touch, or the referee's called a forward pass. One of the two. The flag was up. Fox has put a foot in touch. Josh Adokar with a cheeky little foot on the sideline. He's still in the field of play. He's still in the field of play. He's just stepped out there. Oh, there's millimeters in that. $17 left to play. The call's been made. The Fox with a foot on the side. I don't know how the touchy made that call, considering he was about 20 meters behind the play. But the flag went up. Oh, that's a huge let-off. That is a massive let-off for the Dragons. Wow, and they get a set restart. Oh, this could be the killer blow. This could be the killer blow now. The heads would drop after that. They thought we were about to be all locked up. Everyone thought we were about to be locked up, but the touchy. Through the hands now to the left. Go the Dragons on play 4. Gutherson surrenders with the ball, 20 out. Little with the short ball, and here is Fafita, 5th and last, 10 meters out. Big moment in the game here. Cook sends it on to Flanagan. Numbers here. King Tongia steps off the right, and that'll be the handover. Well defended by the Eels. Still 16 minutes to play. The Eels. Can they rebuild that momentum? The Fox, determined now after that call, brings it out to the 20. Lomax steps back infield, beats one. Still going Lomax, offloads. Iongi taken down, 35 out from the line. Plenty of time left in this one. I don't know how the touchy made that call. He was so far behind the play, and it was millimeters. He probably did get a touch with the foot on the sideline, but I don't know how the touchy makes that call from that far back. That was really rough. Williams up the middle, 5th and last now for the Eels. Hawkins from 30 out, kicking again for Lomax to compete. Lomax flying through. What a take from Lawson. Inside their own 10, though, the Dragons. 15 minutes to play. They are just holding on. Holmes fends off the tackle, but he's heading crossfield. Not a lot of meters to be made there. Oh, chopping down Corey Allen. Sully beats the first tackle. Takes it up to the 40. Quick play the ball. Gutherson scoops it up, and he's up on halfway now. 5th and last. They get the kick away. Flanagan from halfway. Iongi down to one knee. Takes it and brings it back to the 20. 14 minutes to play. That kind of decision, it's a real momentum killer. Like, I don't understand in the moment you let that play on, surely. You let that play on and you let the bunker have a look at it, surely. The touchy there with balls of steel. The Eels have got to fight back. Offload. Here's Lussick. Lussick holds the pass up for Williams. Williams spins out of one. Play 4, 40 meters out. The Eels are finishing strong, though. Bolo down the left edge. They go. Flick pass back for Iongi. Fires it infield for Hopgood. Hopgood with the double pump and the dummy, and he almost goes through. 5th and last. 30 out from the line. Hawkins again kicking high for Lomax. Lomax putting pressure on, and it's taken by Gutherson. Gutherson taken 10 out from his own line. Dragons back in possession. 13 minutes left to play. Oh, this game. This game. 26-20. Should have been 26 all. Michelle, it was Christian Tuipulotu ruled out in the warm-up. That voided all our bets. 5th and last here, the Dragons. Flanagan kicks from inside the 40. And the Fox takes it and winds up, and this will be good field position for the Eels. 35 out from their own line. 12 minutes left to play. The Dragons holding on, but nothing more. Kotoga bumps off one, offloads. It's loose out the back. Eels scramble back and dive on it, but the Dragons are not moving up. The Dragons are absolutely out on their feet here. I don't know how they hold on for this final 10 minutes. It'll be a miracle. Zamrani takes tackle 4, 40 meters out. Hopgood onto Williams. Goes out the back for Brown. Dummies. And he's brought down 5th and last. 25 out from the line. Hawkins puts it high down the middle. Chasing through his Lomax. And it's taken by Gutherson. Gutherson tackled half a metre out from his own line. But Gutherson is winning the battle in the air at the moment against Lomax. 10 minutes to go, and the Dragons are just holding on and nothing more. 26-20. Allen offloads back for Cook. Cook's taken down 15 out from his own line. Tackle 3. They're out on their feet here, the Dragons. 4th by Val Holmes. 25. Now DeBellin on the 5th and last. Short of the 40. Needs a big kick here. Flanagan from well inside the 40. It's going to be taken by the Fox on the full. Josh Adokar winds up. Bumps off 2 tacklers. Ducks under another one, the Fox. And they'll start the set 5 short of halfway here, the Eels. Russell now takes it into Dragons territory on play 2. Here they come. Williams driving up now to the 30-metre line on play 3. The Dragons are absolutely out on their feet. Brown goes with the short ball for Kotoga. Bumps off Flanagan again. 2 tackles left. Lussick heads back infield. He's got Hopgood. And now Hawkins. Bolo with the crash ball. 10 out right in front of the posts. 5th and last. They've come to the right side. Hawkins chips over the top for Lomax. The ball's lost by the Dragons. It sits up. Hawkins has got it. Half a metre out. Loses it over the line. Well, there was no call of 6 again. We've got no try. I think this was knocked on by the Dragons. They were kicking to the corner for Lomax. Lomax against Lawson. Now, this has either been batted back by Lomax or lost forward by the Dragons. There's a silence around this stadium. So, was this batted back by Lomax? Yes, it was. Okay, so that's off Lomax. Knocked on Dragons. So this is going to be Eels ball. Hawkins driving towards the try line. Loses the ball. So no advantage. Eels ball. Knock on Dragons. No advantage. Eels will get the ball back here. 9.5 to play. 26-20. Eels will have a full set of 6, 10 metres out. What a finish. What a finish we've got here. Scrum down for the Eels. 10 metres out. 9.5 to play. We saw the Dragons purposely give away a penalty here last time that there was a scrum in midfield. They didn't pack down in time. This time they do, and the Eels attack the left edge. 9.5 to go. 6 points the difference. Bolo in midfield. Dummies. Bumps out of one. Big Junior. Half a metre out. Hopgood used as the decoy. Goes out the back for Brown. Brown has got Hawkins. Through the hands now, and it's battered down by the Dragons. Saves a try, but 6 more tackles. Lawson. Still 9 minutes to play. The Dragons are out on their feet. They're only just holding on here. They're going to have the scrum 10 in from touch, 10 meters out on this right side. Lined up to the left. Well, that brings Fox into play. Fox for a double is well in play here. The scrum is set. Here we go. 8.5 left. Parramatta in midfield. Brown steps back in field. And it's a penalty to the Eels. Now, this is important because if Zach Lomax kicked his goals, it's 26-24 now. And a shot at penalty goal to even things up. But as it stands, he's missed two. Seven minutes 50 to go. 26 points to 20. Lomax feeds. Eels go left again. Hawkins out for Brown. Now Iongi steps off the right. Can't get through. 10 meters out now. Fox in a dummy half. Well, Iongi staying down. I don't know why. That's only play one. And they get a penalty here, the Eels. Fox tries to go quickly. Referee says no. Oh, pressure on the neck. That's what there's penalties for. And fair enough. That's why Iongi was staying down. 7.5 left to play. 6 points the difference. Kyle Flanagan on report. The Dragons only just holding on. The Eels, they tap and go. Time's running out. Williams in midfield now. 10 out from the line. Hawkins to Bolo. Big Junior. Right in front of the posts. Classic goes to Hawkins and Jack Williams has spilt it. The Dragons come away with it. There's my old mate, Jack Williams. When he played for the Sharks, I used to call him Tits for Hands Williams. And there he is. Jack Williams, Tits for Hands once more. And the Dragons with a 7-tackle set. But obviously the big talking point in this game will be the Fox break down the left edge. And the Dragons now get a penalty to compound that mistake. Jason Riles has got his head in his hands. He can't bear to watch. And of course it was Jack Williams who's let the team down. That's why the Sharks got rid of him. He's Parramatta's problem now. And here he is, costing the Eels big time at the back end of this one. 6 minutes left to play. The Eels can put this game to bed here. I mean, they will probably, well, maybe they'll set up for a drop goal with 6 minutes left. They're out on their feet. They might just think about a shot at drop goal. They're a fair way out, though. 30 meters out on play 3. Sewer back into midfield. 20 meters out. 5.5 to go. 2 tackles left. Flanagan, dummy, steps back in field. 5th and last. Here we go. What do? A drop goal to win it. No, they're going to put it through the hands, and King Tongia kicks for the sideline. Taken by Corey Allen. Allen can't get the arms free. Now he gets the offload back for Sewer. Sewer dives on it, and the Eels will have the possession. 5 minutes left to play. But now they've got to go 90 meters upfield. "90 meters upfield they've got to go. Kortoga, 25 out. Their own end of halfway, that is. Staying down, milking for the penalty. They need a penalty here, the Eels. Tuolangi bumps off one and goes straight up the middle. Holmes with the dive, but he gets the pass to Iongi. Iongi fires it up, and here's Lomax one-on-one with Gutherson. Gutherson does enough to slow him down. Oh, Lomax pushes the pass, and Val Holmes runs away to win the game. Zach Lomax pushes the pass, and Valentine Holmes scoops it up, runs away to win the game for the Dragons. Well, Zach Lomax, with 4.5 minutes left to play on tackle 3, it would have been, just needed to go to ground and take the tackle, and they had front foot ball and 3 tackles left to play, but he's pushed the pass and lost the game. Zach Lomax has been outplayed tonight by Valentine Holmes, which doesn't bode well for Origin. Gutherson gets across. Lomax does not need to push this pass. There's 4 minutes left to play, Zach. Just go to ground. He has just handed the game on a silver platter. And that cheeky smile from Val Holmes, because they know the gigantic bullet that they've dodged here tonight, the Dragons. An almighty-sized bullet. Lomax just presented it to them on a silver platter. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And just because you can offload, Zach Lomax, the better option there would have been go to ground, have the play the ball. Dragons were absolutely torched on that left edge if they go to another play. $30 points to 20. Kick to come for Kyle Flanagan and Zach Lomax. Can't believe it. John Michael, ahoy, mate. What a disappointing end to a great game. As Flanagan pops this one over from right beside the post. Simple conversion. 32 points to 20. The Dragons home and hosed now. Zach Lomax, just go to ground, mate. They're showing replays of it, and I can't stand it. He just had to go to ground and take the tackle. Well, these things happen. Dragons now just have to defend as the Eels go short and straight down the throat of Nathan Lawson. And Jared Troy says, easy win for the Dragons. Well, I don't think the Dragons will be reviewing this game and going, that was easy. They did their best to lose it. Eels stripped the ball away. 2.5 left to play. 32-20. And have knocked it on, have they? Well, there you go. Lomax just gave the game away again. Yes. It was really, really poor. She's in the chat room, John. She is in the chat room, so she is about. Two minutes left to play in this one. The Dragons. Sweet Pea 458. Luke Metcalf has an ACL injury and will be out for the rest of the season. Is that, God, is that confirmed? Is it? That's huge for the Warriors. Hang on, let's check out NRL Physio. NRL Physio has 5 new posts. Okay, well, an hour ago, Luke Metcalf will go for scans on a knee injury. They're very concerned, MCL or ACL. Okay, so he hasn't actually had his scans yet, but its main concerns are an MCL or ACL. So there we go. He'll have scans. Fingers crossed for him, but it didn't look good. And it doesn't look good. As tempers are flaring. Tempers are flaring now. And a penalty to the Dragons. Just to add some icing on the cake. Michelle says, what? They said ACL, but not season. Well, I mean, an ACL is what, minimum 6 months? So just the fact it's an ACL is minimum season. Is that right? An ACL would be like a minimum 6 months if you're lucky. If it's really bad, potentially a year to 18 months. As the Dragons to take the 2 here to add the icing on the cake. With a minute and a half to go. See, and it's easy to say with the benefit of hindsight, but Metcalf, he tweaked that leg against the Panthers. It was pretty clear in that Panthers game that he was not 100%. So I don't really know why they risked him, but that's easy to say with the benefit of hindsight, isn't it? They threw him out there, and yeah, now he's done it good and proper. $32 points to 20, 30 seconds to go. The Dragons just winding down the clock here. Val Holmes has outplayed Zach Lomax in every facet tonight. I know that they're not going head-to-head, but I just mean as the dual goal kickers. Much like Origin 2, Val Holmes has outpointed Zach Lomax. And over it goes, 34 points to 20. Kyle Flanagan pops it over. Goal kicker to goal kicker in Origin, I mean, of course. Shadow says Jet Cleary maybe the replacement. Yes, Jet Cleary. We could very well have another Cleary running around as a little bit of a smoky. The Eels go short with the restart again. Lomax fires it infield. Here's Walker. They've got numbers to the left. The Fox has got it. Fox grubber kicks through for himself, but it sits up for the Dragons, and that's the game. 34 points to 20. And on the back of an impressive first half, the Dragons have held on. The talking point will obviously be that very, very dubious, touchy call for the Fox in touch that would have tied the game. It's safe to say that the Eels never recovered from that. That was the turning point of that second half, at least. But you can't take anything away from the Dragons. They played a near perfect first half to be comfortably ahead. 34 points to 20, but that was such a big call. The touchy from 20 meters in back play raises the flag to call the Fox being in touch. Millimeters, if anything, in it. That was the turning point. That would have tied the game up 26-all with 9 minutes left to play. But they just never recovered from it, the Eels. The Dragons went on with 8 more points unanswered from that point on to seal the game. Well, what a game that turned into. 34 points to 20. And the Dragons end their losing run. Actually, I think that's my weekend multi gone as well. 14 points. I think I had Parramatta with the line, but the line was not 14 points. No way was it 14 points. So, yeah, that one's done. All right. Wasted Water Sports. Wow. Well, what an unexpected cracker of a game. There'll obviously be a very, very big talking point about that game. It's unfortunate, really, isn't it? It's so unfortunate that we always find ourselves in these situations where we get to the end of a cracking contest and the conversation piece is going to be about a referee's call, or touchy in this case. It's just disappointing. Like, what you obviously want, the dream and the chase, is to be at the end of these games and talking about the game. But crazy. All right, I've got to have a quick break because I will be back in 10 minutes. The British and Irish Lions are here. And they're kicking off their tour against the Western Force. We'll be covering all the action here on the Wasted Water Sports. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. British and Irish Lions tour. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Thanks for joining us for this one. Very much appreciate it. Cheers. Catch you shortly.